Mo concealed the fact that he had secretly awakened to uncommon talents, finally revealing his two powers to everyone. Moffin faces overwhelming odds and is forced into a duel. After being forced to relocate, Moffin unexpectedly discovers two more talents, which he chooses to keep a secret once more. The narrative proceeds as we witness Moffin's endeavor to apprehend a beast. This turns out to be far harder than he thought it would be, and his body is clearly under stress. He is meant to be asking this beast for assistance by asking it to leave its dimensional plane and come to this one. One of the instructors attempts to remind him. It's crucial to foster mutual understanding as opposed to using force to subdue it. Moffin can't fail again because his magic is already limited, and he needs to use energy each time he tries to connect a spiritual imprint. His kinder methods work on the irascible creature, and it reaches his level. His ability to call an archwolf on his first attempt astounds the interviewers, who also come to the conclusion that his willpower is far greater than they initially believed. Moffin's acceptance by the summoning department is requested, but Song argues that the beast isn't all that exceptional and that he could take down a group of them. He issues a challenge to battle, which Moffin accepts, saying he would hate to have called in his wolf purely for show. A teacher notices that Song can perform mid-level magic, and his servant finds it unbelievable that Song has already shown his actual power. He discloses that Song is an earth and ice magic mid-tier mage. The teachers scream for the fight to end, but Song says he wants to teach Moffin a lesson he will carry with him for the rest of his life, and there won't be any mercy. But now that he is furious, he is astonished to discover that they are all genuinely pleading with Moffin to come down. Moffin cries that anyone who harms his wolf will die, and Song's servant begs him to remove the enchantment. The interviewer is perplexed as to why Moffin has opted to develop his summoning ability rather than his lighting, but acknowledges his choice and accepts him as one of the department's calling students. Song has been accepted into the Earth department after realizing his mistake. Upon arriving for the first day of class later, Moffin is disheartened to see that there are just 6 other pupils, none of whom are female. According to their instructor, the summoning class is the most special because there will be no supervision during the learning process. This is ideal for Moffin and his for talents since it gives the students the option to learn at their own pace and even attend other classes if they so choose. In addition, the university hosts a welcome celebration at which the top 2 students get a vial containing a substance known as blood off brute. The blood gives a summoning beast the ability to transform, greatly enhancing its strength. All the additional information he provides regarding the welcome party is that it might either make them more popular or less popular at school. Later on, Moffin would get to know Men Yang and Ping, his roommates. They clarified that in previous years, the welcoming party included isolating each new student in a cage to face a monster and demonstrate their strength to the group. Moffin is eager to battle a demon, but it turns out that the creatures inside the cage are the beasts that the new summoner pupil has captured. Moffin is astonished, but Ping can only be envious of Moffin because it will enable him to get the interest of every girl. That may even involve Mu, a girl who, he continues, is the school's most attractive girl. Later, Mayan promises to support him if he needs it and warns that the summoning kids' battle with the academy would be difficult. Mayan merely responds that he will see soon enough when Moffin reminds him that they are on the same level and asks how he could help. When Moffin realizes that his wolf has chosen another battle in its dimension, he had to leave immediately. It has pushed itself too far this time, and although it loves to fight non-stop, Moffin is able to save it from dying. But it's obvious that his wolf, in this state, cannot take part in the contest. The day of the activities, with the exception of Moffin's, we can observe that students are fully informed about the summoner's creatures. To receive their reward, they intend to assault the person who is the weakest. After a brief lecture on how all school grads should strive to be great heroes who improve the world, the director of the school reveals the kids who have been called pupils. Unfazed, the first volunteer suggests they all strike at once and summons his beast. However, he is instantly confronted by a group of students. The beastly scorpion must have been fierce in order for a teacher to intervene and save a student. Ping takes advantage of the opportunity to get closer to the beast and blind it with his brightness. Though everyone is impressed, it is fleeting since Ping is pushed aside by the bug beast, whose vision is already weak. The beast in the strange can't even be harmed by a lightning mage. Its savage beating of the other students is nearly impossible for the spectators to witness. Though one of them notes that the beast is running out of energy, the other summoners are impressed that their classmate has survived 3 rounds. He is right. The beast is vanquished. There are now only 5 people vying for the title of Brute, which is a good thing, according to one of the summoners. But when another student asks whether he has been missing math class because there are only 6 left, he clarifies that he wasn't counting the pointless Mion. They quarrel over who gets to depart first. And when Mofan tells them that his beast is hurt, it just makes them think even less of him. As the throng starts to jeer at them, their most bashful member approaches to call forth his beast. One of the kids chooses to play with the tiny creature as the others wonder if it has even been neutered yet. Zen is up next. He is well known to the pupils since he can call upon his stone golem and is a strong man. Even the lightning-powered strikes are ineffective against Zen's golem, and he apologizes. The girl who had accompanied Mofan on his summoner awakening is now revealed to be a student at the same school. Quinn is her name, and she talks to Hermoso over the phone about Mofan. Given how remarkable it is that he was admitted into the summoning department in just 1 year, he suggests that she wed him. After overhearing the chat, her friend becomes enraged and swears to murder Mofan for stealing her from him. The golem finally starts to take damage after a protracted battle, and Zen gives up, saying he can't risk its safety for a little gain. Some students clarify that in order for the summoners to receive the reward, they have to defeat 100 students. If they fail, the resources will be distributed to the other departments. It is revealed that the next beast is a ghoul that consumes both living people and dead. A song appears, asking everyone to put their gratitudes away until later. After the ghoul is vanquished, the summoner collapses to the ground. Some teachers question whether to call it a day, but they are informed that wounds play a crucial role in a person's growth. Song tells them that he will leave it to the remaining summoners, as there is only one left. The remaining weak coward is being called out for by all the other pupils, who have been waiting for their strong beast to be vanquished. Mofan tells that he can sense that his archwolf has just woken up, thus he won't need to beg for the event to end, as the teacher has stated he will. The pupils are launched into the air when Mofan summons his beast, and onlookers get a glimpse of the endangered archwolf. The teacher can sense that his wolf has grown stronger than it was. When Quinn's friend organizes the group for a coordinated attack, Mofan only requests that he uses wolf attack as much as he pleases. It does, and the pupils show that they are rather resilient because they don't give up quickly. As a last line of defense, one of them uses a magic item, but the wolf hardly notices. When Mofan calls it back as it is about to launch its last strike, it finally realizes that the summoner was not weak at all. While the other summoners are happy that they would meet their requirement to win, Mofan clarifies that this will not be sufficient for him. He makes the dean aware of how utterly unfair the event is. All of the resources for the semester will be given to the students in the other departments if they are unable to defeat 100 opponents. If they are successful, though, all of their current resources will remain theirs. The dean concurs wholeheartedly and discloses that there is, in fact, a greater objective. All of the other departments' training materials will be summoners if they can defeat 200 students. This was not disclosed at the outset since no gang of summoners has ever been able to pull it off. The other pupils find it incomprehensible that a group of 7 kids would receive the resources of 5,000 students. At that moment, Mofan lets everyone know that he has something to announce. He clarifies that since he will need to use all of their resources, he must apologize and needs more than the typical wizard. Everyone finds Mofan's behavior absurd and won't allow someone with such conceit exploit their resources. They want to hold him accountable because they think he is looking down on them all. Mofan considers how he needs to train his for skills and doesn't want to lose this fantastic chance to obtain priceless training materials. Although more pupils enter the arena with the intention of defeating Mofan, his beast turns out to be far more formidable. The pupils make an effort to work as a team, but that too falls short. A distinguished family member steps out of the throng to say he's been really irritated. Mofan is simply relieved to find someone who is genuinely worthy of his time, and the two spar. The guy wants to first take care of the beast, and then teach Mofan a lesson. Others join in to encourage him, and Mofan gives the order for his beast to disregard the win user for the moment. Although Mofan can detect that the individual is still at the basic level and can be easily avoided, he is nonetheless amazed to see that he has the botany gift. When the person tries to fight Mofan directly rather than using the summoned beast, he gets irritated and a student points out that he is breaking the rules. But according to an instructor, the purpose of the event is to simulate what an actual war would be like, and it's not against the rules to attack the summoners. That doesn't matter, though, for Mofan vanquishes the man with lightning magic. Everyone is in awe of his ability to wield lightning-fast talent and handle a formidable beast. When Mofan teases a few pupils who are starting to give up, they decide to give it another shot. He intends to follow through on his vow to show them no mercy. An instructor informs us that there are now 150 mages in all, but she questions whether the dean truly wants to give them what he promised. Then, we learn that Feng, a student, comes from a noble family, and is well known for being the first person to graduate from the institution. Like everyone else, his pal finds Mofan irritating, but Feng responds that he can't be critical because he hasn't practiced hard enough to address Mofan's conceit. When Feng tells his friend that he is genuinely going to teach him a lesson, the friend finds it hard to believe that he is going to challenge Mofan. Feng comes from an affluent family that doesn't care about money, according to an instructor, and he is simply acting since he witnessed Mingju Academy being humiliated. When Feng confronts Mofan, he tells him that while he can get away with treating common people rudely, he ought to show more deference to those who come from noble families. Mofan, nevertheless, appears to be half asleep as he questions the excessive talking of his new opponent. Feng tries to turn on his armor prior to Mofan's strike, but has to be saved since it can't. The instructor says that although Feng needs to be ejected, he is deemed eliminated because he was unable to defend himself. The teacher then says that even though there are now 199 people, nobody is capable of finishing the count. While Song cowers in terror, the well-liked Mu shows up to confront Mofan. He offers to make her a bargain as soon as he realizes how strong she truly is. He says that the summoner's resources, which would need to be divided among her peers, would be her reward if she were to vanquish him. But if she just lets him win, he'll give her 30% of the department's resources as payment. He says that it would be a cost of friendship with such a lovely woman, and she finds him wonderful for making such an offer after he had battled so hard. She emphasizes that although he has her attention, she will only consent if she receives the 70%. Although he appreciates her ambition, he rejects the offer, and the two start to argue. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do subscribe to the channel and click on the screen for more contents like this. See you over there, Arigatou.